Hello, how are you? Wherever you might be, I got a message for you. I want to talk about the fact that this is your time. This is your time. If you feel that, and just there's been a shift, there's a different feeling. The air is different. It feels drama free. I don't know about you, but this is the time to bust loose. I got some stuff to do. You know what? In the last few days, the first time in a long time, I had to get up and say, "What did he do today?" Let me tell you something. This is your time. I was thinking about something that grabbed me, and I want to talk to you about this. It says sometimes you never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. I want you to think about that. Sometimes you don't know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. We're living at a very special time. If you can hear me, this is the best day of your life. This is the best day of your life. We've accomplished some stuff. We've gone through some stuff. You're still here. You showed up. Don't make light of that. We've gone through some stuff. And it's not over yet, but sometimes you just need to take a sigh of relief and say, "Thank you, Lord. Look at God." I want you to think about, what is it you want to do? I don't know you. I can't see you. But this is not for everybody. This is for those of you that can hear me in your heart. This is your time. I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. So I know some stuff. I've seen some stuff. I've gone through some stuff. And I want to share with you how to maximize that. That there are moments in life that it's your time, that things begin to line up for you. Why, Les? Well, tough times, they have an expiration. And good times have an expiration too. So now you want to maximize. Now you want to get everything out of this moment right now before it becomes a memory. This is the time you need to make your move. This is the time you want to first work on your mind, because everything comes out of the mind. Don't focus on your bills and all the other stuff that's been going on in your life right now. I want you to pull your life back. I want you to pull your mind back. I want you to focus on, and I want you to feel, and I want you to visualize seeing yourself drama-free and living life on your terms. Listen to me. This is your time. Listen to me. This is your time. People ask you, "How you doing?" You know what I want you to say? "It's the best day of my life." I got that from Orrin Hudson. He teach young people how to become strategic thinkers. He teach people, and adults as well as young people, how to play chess. Whenever I call him, he said, "It's the best day of my life." And it is. You're here to do the greater work. Don't underestimate yourself. You're here to do the greater work. There's some more stuff in you, and you have some more time to do it. And so I want you, and don't argue with me, I want you to suspend your disbelief right now. Suspend your disbelief right now. Just put it aside right now. I'm not asking you to believe me, but I'm requesting that you put it aside right now. This is your time. Don't argue. This is your time. I want you to think about what you want and how you would feel once you achieve that. If it's achieving a certain goal that you have in mind, if it's being financially free, if it's having a relationship that's meaningful, that's loving, that's honest, and that you can really be real and transparent together and enjoy life together. I want you to think about doing a work that you feel that's the calling for you, and that you go to bed thinking about it. You wake up looking forward to doing it. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about doing something for someone that you love, and the joy that you will get out of sharing some experiences with that person that you love, or somebody that has done something special for you, and you want to say thank you to them in a special kind of way. And I want to say to you, this is your time to do it. Are you serious? Yes, absolutely. Everything has lined up for you, for us. I mean, sometimes when you fight so hard for something and you accomplish it, after a few days, you forget about it and you go back to sleep. The young folks say, stay woke. There's a value in staying woke. This is your time to make your move. Don't settle. This is no time to settle. I mean, they have people, I'm not making this up, they have people signing contracts that if they get sick on their job, they get the coronavirus or whatever, they can't sue. Well, to me, that is permission to take a chance on you. I'm not dying to work for nobody. No, don't underestimate yourself. You have the ability to create. When I look at my life and look at how I got here by a lot of mistakes. I remember this lady, she had a press conference and they asked her, how did you become so successful at doing the work that you do and being the CEO of this company? And she said, by making a lot of right decisions. And then the reporter said, well, how did you know how to do that? And she said, by making a lot of wrong decisions. Think about that. See, if you throw enough rice on the wall, some of it's going to stick. I'm one of those people, ready, fire, aim. I'm Aquarius, you know? So I just decided to take a chance on me. I decided this is my time. I don't have to settle for this. I don't have to go to this job and get a headache thinking about it. I'm going to bet on me. I'm going to do something that's me. I was in a relationship and I called the guy that I was working for stupid. And the lady that I was with at that time, she said, if he's stupid, why is he signing your paycheck? You see why I left her? And I couldn't sleep that night. I said, if he is stupid and he signed my paycheck, what does that make me? So I said, no, this is my time to do something that's me, to bet on me. I'm tired of being fired. Mary White said, in life, when you don't have enough courage or insight to know that you've outgrown a situation and it's time to move on, life will move on you. I was reading something, and it's a book called From Worrier to Warrior, from worrying about things to being a warrior. And one of the things that it says that whatever God does, it's best. And now, in the physical realm, as we see things, we might not agree with that. But on the invisible realm, it's best. We've all had some experiences, and we, at the time, it looked real tragic, real bad. And then sometime later, you look back and you say, you know what? I'm glad that happened. And so right now, I want you to know, and what I want to share with you, one, I want you to believe everything in you and walk you through a process right now that I've tried, tested, and proven. I want you to have a mindset. This is your time. I want you to just embrace that. Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto you. And I want you to focus on that. And I want you to write it down, not just speak it. I want you to write it down. Why? Because it engages the superconscious mind. It allows you to focus. People who write down the things that they want, they are more apt to do those things. So you want to tune out and you want to write down the things that you want. And part of what you want to do is write down, it's my time. That's number one. Number two, write down and be very clear about it and write it in the present sense. I give thanks. I'm a successful motivational speaker. I give thanks. I'm a successful motivational speaker. Thou shalt decree a thing, it shall be established unto you. Call forth those things that be not as though they were. I was calling them forth. You got to call forth some things in you. Words are powerful. You've got to speak your success into existence. Don't sit around thinking about the bills. They're not going anywhere. They'll be right there when you get through. But I'm going to tell you how to make them a non-entity in your life. How I went from walking by a bank and tripping the alarm, I was so broke. Or creditors would call the house and my children would say, my daddy say he ain't home. I had my kids lying for me. Or sometimes they would call me. May I speak to Les Brown, please? I'm so sorry, but he's not in right now. You sound like Les Brown. Don't you go there, big boy. Let me tell you something. Oh, boy, I learned a long time ago to get back on your feet, miss 3 car payments. Oh, my goodness. I went through some stuff. Do you hear me? But I'm still here. That which does not kill you will make you stronger. You're still here in spite of Corona. You're still here. This is the best day of your life. If you don't believe it, try missing one. Yes, yes. So when you think in terms, it's your time. Now here's something else. Here's the next step. Expect good things to happen to you. Just, I want you to have that mindset. Now, when I get up in the morning, if you do this with me, things are going to happen that's going to blow your mind. I say all things work together for good, for those who love God and for those who are called according to his purpose. And then I say, Lord, whatever I face today, together you and I can handle it. And then I have an expectation. If you ask most people, do you want to be successful? You know what they will say? Yes, absolutely. That's not the question. Ask them, do you expect to be successful? See, want shows up in conversation. Expectation shows up in behavior. And so when you have this energy about you, that you expect things to get better, your whole countenance, your whole conversation, you monitor your words, what you say, and the things that you listen to, and the things that you watch, and how you use and manage yourself. You can't manage time. You can manage yourself. All of us got 24 hours. All of us are basically the same. What do you mean by that? Well, we are. What separates us is the things that you do with your life, the habits that you embrace, how you use your time. And most people throw their lives away during downtime. You ever had downtime? Yeah. My son, John Leslie, has a good definition for that. Downtime is when we engage in behavior that keeps us from going up. That's why they call it downtime. See, this is no time for downtime. If you are serious about your goal, you have to have a spirit of expectation and optimism, and you got to be hungry. Hungry, there's a spiritual dimension to being hungry. Those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, right thoughts, right vision, right feelings, right words, right relationships shall be filled. Yes, got to be hungry. And if you're casual about your dream will end up a casualty. This is your time. The plate has been, the table has been laid out for you to decide where you want to go, what you want to do. It's a new day. Look behind, thank God. Look around and praise God. Go within and seek God. And look ahead and allow God to order your steps. This is your time. I'm saying that. I'm saying that constantly to myself after coming from the Cancer Centers of America, Mr. Brown. We see something here. We need you to come back. No problem. I'll be back. Want you to do an MRI? Okay, I don't like that, but I'll be back. They said, we really like his attitude. Yeah, you know why I have an upbeat attitude? I want you to write this down. Things are going to work out for me. When you believe and know that this is your time, you have a mindset, things are going to work out for me in spite of your failures. Even if you don't have two dimes to rub together, you want to have the mindset, things are going to work out for you. My son, John Leslie, somebody stole his car. And I said, whoa, man, that's great. He said, why? I said, what year was it? 2008. I said, you know what? The universe is saying you need a 2021. Yes. He said, you know, I just cleaned the car out. I took my computer out and all types of things I had in the car. I took them out as if something at a higher level say, you need to clean this car out right now because somebody coming to get it. The universe is saying, you don't need this anymore. That's below you. It's time for you to get something better. Hello, it's your time. And your blessings show up in different kinds of ways that you cannot begin to imagine. Eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind. If you are just dogmatic that this is my time, good things are supposed to happen to me. You know what most people say? And I made the mistake of doing this at some crucial times in my life when God was blessing me and I said, this is too good to be true. Something is bound to happen. And it did. I spoke death on my own dream. I'm not proud of that. Sometimes I get angry, want to kick my own behind. So you got to watch your words. And you know at your time, you got to monitor your words, what you listen to, who you have around you, and you have got to focus your mind and think only, write down things, put pictures up to remind you, and so that you live your life in such a way that your future self will say, thank you for doing that. I am so glad you got tired of living a small life. Thank you so much for creating an opening so that we can get together. Come on, now, I'm telling you, listen. When you think, listen to me, Linda, listen to me. I do this. You got to create a ritual. Most people don't have a ritual except getting up in the morning, getting a cigarette, getting some coffee, listening to the news, constant negative information. No. Of talking with people who are not going anywhere. No. You want to feed your mind the stuff that you need, that will feed your faith and allow your doubts to starve to death. You want to have a vision. You want to have a vision board that reminds you every day of where you're going and what you're aiming for. He said, I will give you all your eyes can see. You want to repeat to yourself, this is my time. In the beginning, the word was God, and the word dwelt among men. Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto you. When you get in alignment mentally and emotionally and spiritually, when you speak the word, and you're willing to put in the work, commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. And you get around the right people, let me tell you something. Stuff happens. You got to get fired up about your life. Get fired up right now that this is your time. You know how hard we work for this? This is your time. There were all kind of efforts that were in play to prevent this space where we are right now. This is the time to capitalize on this space. This is the time to look around and look for the opportunities that we can take advantage of. Think about, what is it that I can create in this space? There's no shortage of money. The money has not left the planet. It's just a shortage of thinking. We were created by the Creator to create. When you get fired up about life, this thing, see, you got to get to a point. I just got tired of being broke. I got tired of being broke. I got tired of going into a restaurant, look on one side to see what I wanted to eat, and then looking on the other side to see what I can afford. I got tired of that. I just got sick and tired of being broke. It's stressful. When I have money, I don't have to take my high blood pressure medication as often. I feel better. When money is not an issue, you can sleep. You can get a good night's sleep. 46% of Americans can't get a good night's sleep. And you show up differently in life. You act differently. When you are living the calling on your life. See, if there's anything that the coronavirus has done many times in life, we have a teeth rattling experience, and the very foundation of our life has been shaken, and we run to God only to discover that it's God that's doing the shaking. What the corona has done is caused you to rethink your life and ask yourself, does this make sense? If you knew you had 6 months to live, will you still go to the same job that you go to? Will you still stay in the same relationship that you're in? What will you do differently? How would you show up? Will you have the same behavior, same habits? Is there something you'd like to do before you leave here? Are you done? Just nobody has gotten a shovel and say, meet me down at the cemetery so I can find an open, freshly dug grave and push you in and cover you? Come on. A friend of mine that passed, and will have his services next week on Zoom. Let me tell you something. I'm not used to that kind of craziness. I'm just sick of this. So, we want you to speak on Zoom. We'd just like for you to say a few words. How long you've known Stanley? On Zoom. Don't tell me this is the new normal. There's nothing normal about that. The only thing that disturbed me, I'm not driven by fear. When I was at Cancer Centers of America, I said, Lord, let this mess be over. So if this is a challenging experience, my children can visit me. And I can see more than their eyes, and my grandchildren, and come be around me. So I'm eating a lot of rabbit food. Let me tell you, I don't want to see another piece of spinach, but I'll eat it. I'll be good. I feel like a silly wabbit. As Dwight Pleasure, he calls me a silly wabbit. But let me tell you, this thing called life, it ain't one thing, it's another. Dimples was right. But this is a strange land. There's some fallout from this. They're about to do a special about what happened in China and the impact it had from touch deprivation and people being locked down. And so you have to have ways in which you can work with yourself and you can work with other family members and you can compensate for what has been taken away. But let me tell you what has not been taken away. Our ability to choose and to maximize the moment and to do what we can with what we have and never be satisfied, being creative, creating collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships, and living until we die, not die before we leave here and still breathing and nobody don't even know you exist because your life is so inconsequential. You get in the morning, if this is your time, that life is on your side, you have to have that mindset. And you want to be around other people that have that mindset. You don't want to be around people that just monitoring the numbers of the people who've died from the coronavirus. No, and my heart goes out to the family members and people who've lost family members and friends. But you want to ask, Lord, what is it that you want me to do with the time that I have left? I know you have me here for some reason. Now's the time to pursue your calling. A job is what you work for. A calling is what you are made for. And you want to search until you find that which resonates with you and give yourself that. A man, when he wants to gain his life, he must lose his life. Find something that you can lose yourself in, something that you can do 24/7, something that you love so much that you do it for nothing, but you do it so well that people will pay you to do it. That's how I got into speaking. That's how I was fired up. I saw people on stage didn't look like me, and I said, you know what? I'm going up in there. They said, your gift will make room for you. Well, I didn't rely on my gift to make room for me. I made room for myself. I built my career on rejection and doors being closed in my face. And showing up and say, you ain't Les Brown, the band of renown. No, I'm not. Oh, I'm sorry, but we made a mistake. Bye. See you. Wouldn't want to be you. One time they met me at the airport with a wheelchair. I said, who is this for? Aren't you Les Brown, the band leader? No. We thought you were his attendant. What do you mean? You the person who pushed his wheelchair. No, I'm Les Brown. Mamie Brown's baby boy, the motivator. Get on my last nerve. Sometimes I talk to myself. Can you tell that? I talk to myself. You can't say anybody in there with you? No, me and the Lord. That's who's in here. Sometimes you have to have a good talk with yourself. I'm telling you, and to snap out of it. Snap out of it. There's more for you to do. You are here to do the greater work. Claim your stuff. Rob the cemetery of your genius, of your dreams, of your talent. Build a legacy. This is why I have my children up here. Because we should be living a legacy so we can build a legacy. You can't build a legacy if you're not living it. I'm living a life so that I can leave something for my children and for my children's children. And the only reason you're listening to me, this is not for the masses. This is for you. This is for the 1%ers. The only reason that you're listening to me is because what I'm saying is in you. You and I are cut from the same cloth. You and I are branches of the same tree. You know what it is to be on a job that you know it's not you. And you say, I need to do something. And you've been putting it off. And you look around, it's been 30 years. Whoa, what happened? No. Life is talking to us right now. I believe this corona thing, it's a God moment. And the fact that we're still here, we're still breathing, we still got a pulse, you're not taking a dirt nap, that says it's your time to do the greater work. And I'm looking for those who would like to join me. I'm looking for those who've got a story. I'm looking for people who are hungry for success. I'm looking for people who are hungry to speak. I'm looking for people who are hungry to tell their story. I'm looking for people who are hungry to live full and die empty. I'm looking for people who just don't want to settle anymore and say, there's got to be more. And I'm saying to you, it is. You are right. You are absolutely right. There is more. I'm not going to die living some small life. No, I made up my mind on that one. He's fired up today. Yes, he is. Tyrone, what'd you do to him? That's my squirrel friend, Tyrone. He's outside the window looking at me right now. He's a little nervous for me right now. I'm looking for some people that are hungry, that want to be coached by me. Give me 90 days, 90 days with your voice, with your story, with your dream. I know a thing or two. I've seen a thing or two. I'm here because of God's grace and mercy. If you can hear me in your heart, give me 90 days. 90 days. That's all. I was born to speak. I was made to speak, to help people, to bring out their best. And I'm still here. I should have been gone a long time ago. Been dealing with 4th stage cancer for years. And doctors say, hey, Alfred Golson, Dr. Alfred Golson, Howard University. He said, I don't tell my patients they're terminally ill, Mr. Brown. I say that my abilities, my talents, and skills have terminated. I determine the diagnosis. You and God determine the prognosis. If you are hungry, what do you mean by hungry? People that are hungry are relentless. People that are hungry are willing to learn. Now, if you're not willing to learn, I can't help you. Nobody can help you. But if you're willing to learn, I can show you how to do it. If you're willing to learn, I can show you how to be unstoppable. Nobody will be able to stop you. I made it against all odds, no college training. I made it with the complexion of rejection. They laughed at me, said, look at it. Who do you think is going to hire him to speak? He doesn't understand. See, I remember something that Dexter Yeager said. He said, if the dream is big enough, the odds don't matter. I didn't care anything about the odds. People say, boy, you've gone through so much to be successful. I was oblivious of what I was going through. I didn't take time to do an assessment and say, oh, this is bad and that's bad and that's bad. Keep thine eyes single. When you're looking all around and running scared, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power and of love and of sound mind. Keep thine eyes single. I kept looking at where I was going. I had a vision of what I wanted to achieve. I saw it already accomplished, and I didn't worry about how I was going to do it. How was none of my business. Lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path.